who are not from here, you're like, what are they even talking about? So, welcome everybody. Thank you for being here. I always tell my friends and colleagues and people I talk to, the greatest gift you can give a stranger is your time and attention. We bribed you today with a couple of good tools to use to make your forecast better, and with your cocktail kit. So we always start with these. Cheers, 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 cheers. If you got a little cocktail kit, we're glad you did that. Cheers to everybody. We appreciate you so much. Cheers. Sparkling water. It's really good. It's football season, Got to keep my edge. Yeah, thanks for being here. Really appreciate that. Whole goal with this thing is to give you some leadership forecasting tools. We've got a mixed bag. We've got people who are BZ clients, BZSOS practitioners, the Blind Zebra Sales Operating System, and some of you know us a little bit from afar, and you're wondering about it. Some of you might be in the sales process with it. Doesn't matter where you are. What you're going to get is the real deal tools to help you from a forecasting standpoint. And if you've seen the tools I'm going to present today, I don't think anyone here has, but if you have seen these tools already, like, oh, I already know this tool. One of the things you always want to do if you have a tool that is in use for you is you just audit yourself a little bit, saying, okay, do I need to like tighten things up here on this thing? So I'll do a quick intro. I'll get straight away into two of the tools that we use for forecasting. We have this is a Bryan Neal BZ thing, a little bit of a pet peeve in the way sales is forecasted and done in the world, really, in the United States for sure. And this one will help alleviate that pet peeve. And you may have the same pet peeve. You probably live my pet peeve. I'll tell you that in a second. So I'm not going to do full on intros. We got a good showing by our team, Blind Zebra team here. So thanks for all those people for being here. And I'm Bryan. I've been doing some sort of sales training coaching since June 3rd, 1997. I don't even know how long that is, but it's a long time. Most importantly, though, we made a move a few years ago to get out of the traditional sales training and coaching world and get into more of a sales operations world. And we created an operating system called the Blind Zebra Sales Operating System. We certify coaches, leaders to take this operating system back into their organizations. We launched it in December of 2023. Standing in front of you in November of 2025, we have 122 certified coaches. We have, I believe, 12 coming in December. Is that right? Ish, something like that. 9, 12, something like that. And then we have another 9 or 12 already scheduled to come in January to get certified. And their job is they come into our house for 3 days. Sometimes we go to their house, but usually they come to our house. House by mean office, like Indianapolis, Indiana. And then they come and they learn how to teach all of these tools that are in this binder. I used to work for Procter & Gamble. When I went to sales training at Procter & Gamble, we got an AFTRB. When a lot of you use acronyms at your company at P&G, AFTRB stands for another freaking 3-ring binder. And I always swore I'd never do one of these. And here I am standing in front of you 25 years later with an AFTRB. But this one's good. P&G's wasn't as good, but this one's good, okay? So that's what that is. All it is a series of checklists and processes to deploy that when you use them works better than when you don't, I promise. And they fix very, very common sales problems that all of us have. Even when the tools that are in this system, these checklists don't work, there's a tool to fix it. There's like a backup tool. And so we're really proud of what we built. Some of you are certified coaches who are already here. So we thank you for being a certified coach. And you can kind of attest already that this program is a series of action-oriented systems and processes that when you put it into play makes life a lot better than when it's not, especially as a sales leader, because it alleviates you from having to play professional nag or grown-up babysitter to your sales team. So that's why it's there. There's a chance at the end, I'm going to show you two of the tools from the system, and then I'm going to put a picture of our CEO, who's also my wife. So I picked the picture out, so she looks great in the picture. I'm kidding. She does look great all the time. You look great all the time, Steph. And you can actually scan a QR code and schedule it. A first step for us is called a coin toss call. And you schedule it with her, and it's really easy. And she'll talk you through a little bit about you, your org, where you're at, a little bit about this, and then carry on from there. If you want to join one of our 122, soon to be 150-ish certified coaches across country in all industries, and it's really, really awesome. The certification class itself is super fun, including a big graduation ceremony. We have them in Indianapolis is at our house. We host everybody there, but it's really fun. So it's not just a good mechanical operating system. It's also a culture of great people. And those of you who came to our user event, which is called Huddle, which was 2 weeks ago or last week, whenever it was, We got about 100 of you in the room, also sales leaders, and the people that were there can also attest. We just got a great group of human beings who are like-minded sales leaders who love to learn new things and connect with each other and be helpful. And that's part of this thing too. When you become an operations coach in this system, you join a group of people who are similarly minded across the country who want to be helpful and supportive to you. And it's a really, really cool little culture that's created. And that was kind of accidental, to be honest. It's just how it happened. Most of you know this, but if you don't, my side hustle, because it's kind of relevant and pertinent now. So Blind Zebra is Blind Zebra for a reason. So I'm an NFL referee. I've been refereeing in the NFL for 12 years. It's my 12th season. So you probably bitched at me already this year. I had Sunday Night Football last week, Chargers and the Steelers. If you watched that game, it was kind of boring, but if you watched it, good for you. And then I'm the one who threw Jalen Carter out of the first game of the year when he's the guy on the Philadelphia Eagles who spit on the guy from the Cowboys. So if you go back and watch that video again, you're like, oh, I know that guy. So that's me. So you're allowed to ask me questions about that later on too. All right. So I'm going to cut right to it. The only way by way of introduction, and we love to bring people together at BZ, if you could just go to the chat room and put in your name's already there. So put in your company title and where you are. So I would say founder, or I would say Blind Zebra founder, and I'm in Indianapolis, Indiana. If everyone can do that, we record that. We try to connect people who are in similar spaces. So just put your company, your title, and where you're physically located today. And you can shout out your NFL team too if you want. So that's part of the deal. I have where am I this weekend? Minnesota. I've got the Bears and the Vikings this weekend. So if you're a Bears fan or a Vikings fan, you can yell at me. Or you can ask me for help, but I can't help you, but you can't help me. Okay, great on that. Appreciate that, everybody. Glad you're here. Okay, let's get right to it, shall we? Let me, whoops. Pop my screen up here, and you're going to see, we're going to talk about CRM here for forecasting. And what we're going to do is we're going to just physically look at your own CRM. Now, some of you run on Salesforce, some of you don't. Some of you run on HubSpot, some of you have your own version. Totally, this is CRM agnostic, as we say. And so as you're working through this is all about you living in your CRM. What the tool that I'm going to show you, if it works, eventually it'll work. Watch this magic trick I'm going to do. I'm going to unplug it and I'm going to plug it back in and it's going to work. And if not, we have a rule at BZ. We never let the technology get in the way of the program. So I'm going to go and plug this in. Good. And then try to share my screen again. And if it doesn't work, I will go to plan B. Please work. Ta-da! Told you. Okay. So this is first of all, the CRM cleanup. Now, what causes this? I told you that I had a little bit of a pet peeve. Okay. And so this is the start of the pet peeve. The first half of the pet peeve is, and you deal with this day to day, week to week. If you're a sales leader and you have to forecast to your CFO or your board or your CEO, which most of you do, and you get questioned about the forecast and the accuracy of the forecast. So you're going in there with data and there's part of you inside that's going, God, I hope this is like good or close. And some of us kind of dance on it, whatever. And one of the reasons that happens is because really simple little detailing things just aren't neat and tidy. Now, some of you run a really neat, tidy CRM ship already. So this will just be a reinforcement that you're doing really good things. All of us, though, I think can stand to improve CRM. I will give you a true story. One of our clients that runs on BZSOS was using another tool that's in the system, not these two I'm teaching you. It's a connector meeting play sheet, it's called. And she wanted to have a connector meeting with me. This is just this morning at 11:30. So she calls me and she's using the sheet perfectly. She said, I've got everything prepared. I've got all these people in Indiana in the healthcare business that I want to get connected to. And I'm going to read them to you, Bryan, and you tell me if you can connect me. I'm like, no problem. So she's going down the list. It's exactly what she should have done. She gets to this one hospital group and she starts reading these names. And I'm saying to her, that person's in San Diego. And she's like, what about this person? I go, that person's in Seattle. And she's like, you know what? I think my data in Salesforce is bad here. So I wasn't mad or upset or embarrassed, but this is a really, really good salesperson at a really good selling company who's using tools that she uses, and still her Salesforce data wasn't clean. So there's always a case to be made for cleaning it up. Okay. The reason it doesn't get cleaned up is because we don't set specific time to clean it up. That to me is the primary kind of magic BB for this one, is that there is no standard ongoing time to just clean up the information that's in Salesforce. Okay. And so the first thing I'm going to teach you to do in this tool, this is our CRM cleanup tool. Remember, CRM agnostic, doesn't matter what you use, is to schedule these recurring, we call them prod pods. That's another tool in the system. I'm not going to deep teach this one, but all this is a blocked time on the calendar for your entire team to execute 30 minutes of CRM cleanup at the same time on the same day every month, at the same time on the same day every month, recurring to eternity. Recur it to eternity. Now, some of you may already have that. Most of you, I bet, don't. Most of you, I bet, manage this process by saying at your sales meeting, hey, by the way, guys, it's end of the month coming up, so we got to make sure, we got to get all this stuff, get everything updated in Salesforce. I've got to, they're going to do our board presentations, on Tuesday, so make sure you got everything in there. Everyone's like, okay, yeah. And you kind of like nag and lean and that sort of thing. So the best way to do that is not nag. The best way to do it is to create space and time where everybody does the same thing at the same time. That's a productivity pod. You leave a productivity pod with a done list. Okay. And so that's the first thing. If you take nothing out of this tool today, you will recur a CRM cleanup prod pod to recur on whatever day you want. You could do it the last Thursday of each month from 4 to 4:30. Local time. And everyone in your sales org is doing this at the same time. Okay. That's the first. Most people don't do that. And if you just do that alone, your data will get better and better and better. I promise you it will. I know it will for sure. Okay. So that's just the first step. If you just do that at all, that's a win. And I'm guessing most of you don't have a scheduled group CRM cleanup space on your calendar right now that recurs to eternity. That would be my guess. So then you say, okay, fine, we're getting good at it. We're doing it. Now, what are we going to do in there? What are the things we're going to clean up? These 7 things are part of the suggested things to clean up. Okay. So one thing you can look for here is you can look for CFDs. You see down here, it says CFDs are a BFD. You can decide what BFD stands for. Okay. CFDs are BZ things. They're in the operating system. They stand for clear future dates. And that means that I have a scheduled appointment with an open opportunity. So one element of cleanup is to go through. Now, I'm not asking, this is where you've got to customize this a little bit. If your salespeople have 250 opportunities and you're doing cleanup, you may not be able to clean up all 250, but you want to get it down to that top 50 or that top 100 or whatever your number is and execute this cleanup on those, on that top part of the funnel for you. Okay. Then you're going to look, and if I've got 37 open ops and I'm a seller and I'm in the cleanup section, I'm going to go through and I'm going to look at how many of the 37 do not have a clear future date, meaning I don't have a calendared event. And I look through the 37 and I have 12 that have no CFD. So one of the things I'm going to do there is I'm going to, in a different meeting, schedule time to send out calendar invites or emails or what have you to put those, get these 12 opportunities on a calendared invite. That's a cleanup exercise. That will create a more accurate forecast. Okay. If you did this today and your seller has 37 opportunities and you audited for this clear future date and you don't run on BZSOS, I bet you'd be lucky to have 5 CFDs out of 37. Most salespeople that I talk sales orgs. Okay. So if you have a seller that has 37 open ops, you don't run on BZSOS and you want to look for green checkmarked accepted invitations from these customers on these are your top deals. I bet you'd be less than 10% on that would be my guess. Okay. At the most. And then all you do is you go back and you go set them. You say, okay, we're going to go get deals and get CFDs in place. So that's one thing that you look for there. Okay. Then the other thing we want to look for here is just, any details right here that aren't up to date. Okay. So the example I just gave you was a client, woman, who lives in Ohio, who's trying to get connected to healthcare systems in Indiana. She's using me as a connector. She starts reading her list. She did the tool perfectly, and she was working off of bad CRM data. So suddenly, this hospital system she was trying to get into, she realized all these people were gone. And I don't even work there. And she's great. I'm not, this is not her problem. I'm like, he's been gone for a year. She's like, oh my gosh, well, my Salesforce must be wrong. So here she is, like trying to sell her way into these hospital systems with bad data. And it took an outside coach, a little 20-minute meeting to go to LinkedIn and realize that this data that she had is bad. So checking those things are really, really important. So is everything up to date? Close date, stage. Now I'm going to get those sorts of things. Is everything where it should be? Little things like, are all the people that are in the buying process listed in the open opportunity? Any little details that go along. Now, some of you have technical things that will go in there. Just is everything up to date? That's the work you're doing in this cleanup section. That's what you're doing in this 30-minute productivity pod, the last Thursday of every month from 4 to 4:30, recurring to eternity. That's what it is. What are you doing in there? You're doing these things right now. I'm looking for clear future dates, and then I'm cleaning up little details and things like that. Okay? That's as simple as I can put it. That's going to lead me to my next little pet peeve here, which is not having or having an anticipated close date. So let me circle this one. This is going to bleed into our next one here. This is my big pet peeve now. Okay, my first pet peeve is like, stuff's cluttery. It's never as clean as it could be. My biggest pet peeve, though, is sales teams that chase the quarters every year. And it's so funny because I talk to sales leaders. I'm like, hey, when can we meet? I'm like, I'd say, I'm open September 28th. Like, I can't do that. I'm like, why? Well, it's the end of the quarter. I'm like, yeah, it's the end of the quarter for me too. I can meet. How come I can meet and they can't? It's like not like we're better than you guys. It's because the sales teams put the close date on the last day of the month. And then when it doesn't close in that month, they just bump it to the next last day of the next month and the next month. And then you wonder why our sales forecast isn't accurate. It's because you're not selling in an accurate way. So go and audit all of your open opportunities, maybe not all of them. Look at your top 10, like I said up here, and see how many of them are on percentage wise, how many of them are on the last day of the month. And I just came from a sales call, actually, and their CEO said, for us, it's the first day of the month, but it's the same concept. You get what it is, right? Oh, and if it doesn't close on November 30th, I'll just bump that to 12/31. And then it doesn't close because we get wrapped up in the holiday break. Well, I'll bump that to 1/31. There's nothing there. There's no forecasting there. We're just educated guessing. So what we do instead to fix that for you all that's not listed on this tool is we work everything on a process that ends with a go, no-go date that is suggested. So we just came from a sales call, literally just drove up from that and landed on here with you all. And we proposed a timeline that has a go, no-go date on it, December 2nd. Now, that date's negotiable, but we led with it to them. They saw a timeline for 2 more steps with suggested dates, like actual dates on the calendar, ending on December 2nd with a go, no-go, and we gave it to them. And then we set our next step while we were sitting there with them, and that invite went out while we were in the meeting. This just happened. Okay, this is us just working what we're teaching here in the process. And so I'm not chasing that deal in the quarter. I'm not trying to get that closed in the quarter. We're either going to get that deal on December 2nd or we're not. And if they want to bump the date to January, whatever date, they can. If they say, hey, that's too tight for us, we're not going to be able to get it done. We said, okay, we can't do 12/2. Is doing it before 12/16 even an option? Because we're going to be checking out at BZ after 12/16. Like, no, there's no way. We got a board. Okay, no problem. Then let's put the go, no go out for, let's go January 9th. I'm just going to propose another date. But I'm not bumping it to the end of the next month. And that's for you as a forecaster, but that's also for customers, because I believe customers appreciate that level of clarity and detail in a process. It just makes it efficient. It's really great. So that keeps us from going, yeah, we'll try to get this wrapped up by the end of the quarter. It's very vague. If you want to take away another thing for you, it's like FedEx arrow stuff. Like once I say this, like FedEx arrow, if you ever seen the logo, there's an arrow in the FedEx logo. you haven't seen it, go look at it. This is one of those things. Only listen for numeric calendar values. And if you don't hear a numeric calendar value, I want it to screech to you in your brain. So when you hear things like end of the month, first of next week, sometime early December, I want that to bother you. Your whole life, I want it to bother you. You're going to hate me now the rest of your life because you're going to hear it over and over and over. Yeah, I mean, we'd love to wrap this up, sometime, between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Oh, me too. Sounds good. Okay, when's between Thanksgiving and Christmas? When? That's a big chunk of time there. Let's just be specific. It's better for everybody. So instead of us saying, we'd love to get this wrapped up by the end of the year, we said we propose a go, no go on December 2nd. And they can say, oh, that sounds great. Or they can say, nah, that's going to take too long. Or it's too soon. Or what doesn't matter. But regardless of what they say, we're going to say back, okay, how about 12/12? That sounds good. Okay, good. We'll do the go, no go for 12/12. And the go, no go gets scheduled. And now my forecast is accurate because I have a calendared event where the customer is going to tell me yes or no. And I do that on all open opportunities. So what starts to happen in your CRM is it starts to look very different for you. No longer are the close dates on the 30th. They start to get peppered throughout the whole month. And when you do that, you don't have to worry about chasing months and quarters anymore. You're not chasing air. It's really, really great for accuracy for you. It takes some discipline, and we've got all the discipline you need that's in our operating system that helps you with all these things. But for you as a leader to take away from today, you do that cleanup, get that detail right, and then you start to audit for clear future dates and go no goes. Accuracy is going to go through the ceiling. It's a really, really good thing. Okay. That's done. So that is the cleanup part. That's when I'm getting neat and tidy and I'm getting all my data accurate. That's what you want to think about. Is my data accurate? All CRMs, this is a Bryan Neal blanket statement that you may not agree with. I believe all CRMs stage percentage logic is flawed. What I mean by that is all CRMs put probabilities related to sales stage. The later the sales stage, the higher the probability. I'm not saying that like in general is flawed. Like in general, that makes sense. But it doesn't have a timestamp to it. So if a stage is in final stage, whatever yours is, negotiation or whatever it is, and that automatically gets a label of 90% certainty, it misses by when? Because it could sit in 90% for a month or a year or 2 years because it's at a certain stage, if that makes sense to you. So I think a better indicator is an accepted, agreed to timeline with my customer that has a date on a calendar that says go, no go at the end. I think that's better for accuracy. We know it's better. We don't chase months at blind zebra or quarters. We just don't. We chase deals, we chase dates, we chase cancellations. Nothing's perfect here, but we don't chase the months because we're so precise with our suggestions on timelines. Okay. So I'm encouraging you as a sales leader on this call today to think about playing that game. I use numeric calendar values always. If I hear anything else, it bothers me. And I work on clear timelines, and all my data gets cleaned up once a month, every Thursday from 4 to 4, last Thursday from every 4 to 4:30 every month, recurring to eternity. Stay squeaky clean. Okay. That's a good one. Okay. That's the cleanup part. I'm going to stop. You can open phones, ask me anything you want about this, about how it gets executed or anything like that. You can just volunteer, just unmute and ask your question. I don't have the little fancy raise your hand. I mean, you guys can do that if you want. You don't have to, is what I'm saying.
Hey, Bryan.
Yes, please, Rodney.
That is new to me. So what you just said about the timeline and sharing it with a customer. So how would you word that?
How would I word it?
Yeah, how would you word it? Would you word it in an email? Or is it like in a
No, it's always live in person. It's a step in the process, or it's an agenda item in the sales call.
Okay.
And so I say, and it says timeline, or sometimes it says mutually agreed to timeline or mutual timeline agreement. And then I show a slide and it says mutual timeline agreement, and it has our steps on the left, and it has the dates, suggested dates in the right in the column. And I say, here are the words to use on this one.
Yeah.
Whoops. Some of you heard me use these words. To contextualize it, you put this in your own voice. At BZ, we like to be clear and efficient. We always like to be clear and efficient. And so the reason we propose this timeline is just in the spirit of being clear and efficient for you and for us. Just so we're not like running around, blowing in the wind, chasing each other down. And this is our proposed timeline. We can modify anything here. Anything's up for grabs here, but I want to at least put something in front of you to say yes or no to. So then it says December 5th and December, whatever it says, and it says go, no go December 2nd. And they'll tell you. In this case, the suggested date for our next step, they said, we don't need to wait that long. We can do it sooner than that. We're like, okay, when do you want to do it? They're like, how about Thursday, whatever they said. And we said, okay. So we booked it. That's it. Yeah.
Right.
But you got to give them think. Yeah, please, Gary.
Oh, sorry. Did you
Yeah,
not?
please.
Sorry.
Yeah, you good on that one? Ron, good? Yeah. Yeah, Gary, please.
Okay, so compare that again to the close date and how you forecast.
Yeah. So my hunch here is if I'm forecasting, I have if you have a go no go scheduled with a customer, that I can more accurately tell you if I'm going to have an answer yes or no. Okay. Now there's another side to this that is in Salesforce, which is okay, are my multi-threaded? Do I have all the right people? That when I go odds of what the answer will be forecasted. But the missing piece there is people forecast that, Gary, without any timeline. And so then like they're going to go with it. It's good. Yeah. Oh God, everyone's in there and nodding. I'm like, when are they going to, well, they get this and that. And then it delays. And then the board gets frustrated. The CFO gets frustrated. So I'm solving the first, to me, the easier part is let's just get a timeline scheduled. Then this more subjective part comes into play. I think CRM already captures that part. That's the part that it's in a late stage. We've had 18 meetings, 4 people are involved. Pricing's been good. We're all good there. And still we don't have a date on the calendar to say yes or, that sort of thing. That's the theory. This is the easy part that I think gets missed personally. Because I can have all that. I can have a 90%er sitting there with no date on the calendar and no clear future date. I can have a to-do with a 90% probability deal, open opportunity, scheduled to close by November 30th, and I'm chasing the person for a meeting, and they're not responding to me. And it still sits there at 90%, and I'm still chasing them. I'm like, hey, have you gotten a hold of Galvin Technologies yet? No, I sent Gary a couple emails. I know he's pretty busy. He's got a lot of kids and it's lacrosse season. I'll keep trying him. Okay, well, let me know. And it still sits at 90%. And then, all the stats from everybody. I mean, Gong is the thing we like a lot, but, the stats of the time kills deals, they validate that with some stats and everybody's got those. And I believe that, so all these things help that is the way we look at it. Great question. Good clarifying question. Any others on those? That's great. That's what we wanted here. Good. Okay. That is the CRM Clean-Up. Okay. Now we're going to move to the next phase of that, which is now we're going to do a CRM Clean-Out. Okay. Think of clean up as tidy it up, get it neat and tidy. Clean out is we're going to remove things. Clean out, we're going to remove things. Okay. To pull this one off, you'll see up in this yellow box up here, it says abundance and detachment. We have to have a good sense of the abundance of my marketplace and the ability to let things go. Salespeople that run the BZSOS, they have everything. They're all about this. Stickers, they're doing assessments. They're all about it. If you don't run BZSOS and you get that, you're going to have salespeople. Your salespeople don't. They're going to be clingy. They want to hang on to everything, hope that it's going to go, or they haven't said no yet, or they won't give up and all this stuff. Part of this for me is a little woo and physics at the same time. I believe voids get filled. I just believe that in life. I believe when you create space in your life, new things can come into your life. I also believe if there's no space, there's no way for new things to come in. And so with our sales funnel, we're looking at accuracy of forecast. One of the things we want to do is get clutter out as best we can. Because when you look at funnel coverage, this is where the actually part comes in. We look and say, oh, goal's $1 million. We close at 50%. So if I have 2 million in the funnel, I should be good. And if you've got clutter in your funnel, that's not an accurate statement. If you just have everything open in there. And then you wonder why you have 2 million in the funnel going in and then only 500,000 spits out. And then what, do I have a closing problem or what? Likely you have a clutter problem. You just have a salesperson that keeps too much stuff in here. Okay. This is dorky, but you can do this. Some of you heard me say this. You can do this with your garage or a closet, either one. is you can do it this weekend. Go take a picture of it. Take a picture of your garage or closet. Uh, Send it to me. Clean it out. Take another picture. Send that to me. And then sometime in the future, you don't know when, I'm going to randomly call you and say, go right now to your closet and take a picture. Let me look at it. And I can almost guarantee you it's going to be back full of stuff and look like it did before you cleaned it out. It's a little woo, but I believe that to be true. I believe when we create space, space gets filled. So to get good action out of our funnel, to get it more accurate on our coverage ratios, we do a pipeline clean out. Same story. If you do nothing else from this, you just get good at saying, okay, we are going to do a monthly pipeline clean out once a month. I'll use the same dates. This time I'll do the I'll do the third Thursday. You can do whatever you want here. The third Thursday of each month, 4 to 4:30, the whole sales team, we're going to get together and we're going to clean out stuff that needs to be cleaned out of our pipeline. Okay. Now you have to do a little customization here. You've got to decide some parameters of what gets cleaned out. Okay. That's where this stuff comes into play. And you've got some options here. Now you're all smart enough to know your business well enough to go, okay, here's what that would mean for me. Our clients have used things like days open. So if an opportunity has been opened more than 120 days, it's out as an opportunity. Okay, that will be a thing. One of our clients uses a number of pushes of the go, no go. So remember we did go, no go a minute ago, and they get pushed. If they get greater than 3 go, no goes, that deal gets closed and moved out of the funnel. Okay. Could be an in attempts by you, meaning I've tried unsuccessfully 4 times to book a meeting. If my number of attempts goes at or above 4, I lost this opportunity. Okay. Now, you just heard me say you got to believe in abundance and attachment. If you're sitting there going, well, maybe they'll answer on the 5th try or the 6th try, and they might, but at some point for accurate forecasting, we can't bet on maybes, and we're 0 for 5. So if we're playing odds, if I told you I tried to book a meeting with someone and I'm 0 for 5, I can't bet because the NFL, but who's got $20 that says, I bet this is the one, man. I bet Bryan's going to go 1 for 6. Most would be like, you know what? I'm going to stay with the odds here and go 0 for 6. Okay. So you just play common sense odds here. And again, what we're trying to do is get the funnel clean. So what's in there is real. Now, if I lost something, let's do the example I just gave you. I tried 5 times to get a hold of Scott Underwood to try to get my deal closed. He's ignoring me. Okay. And I lost it. Okay. I sent him an email. I'm like, hey, Scott, I've been trying to get a hold of you a few times and haven't been successful. So I hope you guys are good. I get bigger fish to fry. I'm going to close your opportunity out on my end. Have a great Thanksgiving. Love you. See you. Bye. Okay. That's lost. All of a sudden, 10 minutes later, Scott calls me. Oh my God, Bryan, I'm so sorry, man. I had this thing. We had traveled. Don't leave me. Okay. What do? I just freaking reopened the opportunity. Big deal. But I'm back engaged now. I was 0 for 5. Now I'm 1 for 6. Now I'm back on. I just reopen it. Who cares? Just reopen it. Not that big of a deal. But if he doesn't call me back and I go 0 for 6, that deal's out. Now my funnel's more accurate than it was going in. If I leave Scott's deal in and go 0 for 7, 0 for 8, 0 for 9, 0 for 10, and I'm turning my funnel in and my CFO's looking at my funnel, they're going, hey, where's this Scott Underwood deal? I'm still trying to track him down, We had some great meetings, did a great demo, still trying to track him down. He's really busy, but he hasn't said no yet. And your CFO can't go to the bank on that. You can't order materials off of that. They want to know what's real. Okay. So that's why we do this. I also believe personally, again, back to the woo part of this, that for salespeople, this is just a good therapeutic thing to get things out of their, just clutter in their life. It just gets their life clean. The unintended consequence then also, and we just had a client do this, which they called us that with a little 911, like, oh my gosh, we've got some scared people here. I just had this call today too, different client. He said to this guy, Tony, who's one of the VPs of sales, he goes, hey, Bryan, we just did this pipeline clean out and it was good that we did it, but it got people really nervous because they didn't have much left. And I'm like, okay, I don't want them to be nervous. I want them to, be up here, abundance detachment. But you know what? If I had $1 million in the funnel and I do a pipeline clean out and now I've got 300K, you know, and I'm a professional salesperson. I got a couple options here. I can panic. I can put my resume out on LinkedIn, or what can I do? I can go fill it back up and I can get back on the prospecting train better than I was before because I was closed loop prospecting this $1,000,000, which wasn't real. And I just kept following up and following up and following up. And then I spit some things out of here and I lost them. And I'm like, okay, now I got 300K. I better get on my horse and get some stuff filled up. And I get back to prospecting. So it's not the reason we do it, but it's human nature that that will occur more than it won't. Okay. We get real definitive. We don't like to do a lot of language anymore work in our work. These are just samples. So if you don't like them, you don't need to use them, but we just try to help people with a little language. These are just very simple, close the file type emails. And the trick on these is you need to be definitive with people and just say, hey, I'm going to close this out on my end. I wish you guys lots of luck. I really enjoyed our conversation. I'll see you down the road. And then you send it. And as soon as you send it, you go to your CRM, you go closed, lost, no response, whatever your reason is. And then that's it. If you do this right, again, recurring meeting, third Thursday, 4 to 4:30, you go into this meeting with your whole sales team. And if you do this right, what is guaranteed to happen? If you do it right, what is guaranteed to happen? Your funnel will shrink. Guaranteed. It should. And I don't say it shrunk. I say it got more real. And that's better for forecasting, in my opinion. Gets more real. We have a CEO. These are different companies. We have a CEO, a president of a company, and a CFO who are all certified in our sales system. The CFO is the CFO of a software company. He's in New Jersey. His name's Dan. When we showed this to him, the guy would like lick his forehead. He was so excited. He's like, this is fantastic. I love this so much. CFOs love this. They love it because they don't like being sold by their sales team or their sales leader. They want to know what's real. They don't always like what's real, but they'd rather have what's real than what's fake. And then here we go again. We had the forecast, missed the number, forecast, missed the number. Then everybody loses. Okay. We're just better off this way. All right. So that's pipeline clean out. So I get the cleanup done. See the detail stuff. Now I'm going to look and go, okay, these are stale for my own parameters. And we're going to close, lost these, closed, lost, close, lost. Some of you say close, failed to gain, closed and close, lost. And they're out of the funnel and the funnel shrinks. And I argue it doesn't necessarily shrink. It just gets more real. And that's better forecast for you and for them. Okay. Someone calls you back, just reopen it. If I had an open opportunity and I tried 5 times to get a hold of Scott Underwood and I couldn't, can I keep calling on Scott? Heck yeah, I can. I can drive out there and visit him. His office in the middle of cornfields, but I'll drive there and stop in, say hi, try to catch him, try to get reconnected somehow. I keep selling to these people. I hear you, Scott. Okay.
Love that.
Or they don't. And they ignore me for the rest of my life, and they do. So this is, to me, you can't really lose with this. None of this is like bad. It just is. Okay. That's the clean out portion of this. All right. And that's done in collective group setting. Everybody does it the same time, same day of the month, every month. Okay. Clean up, clean out. Even suggestion. One thing I'm going to roll back what I was just like flying through. I would do the clean up the first Thursday of the month, or I would do the clean out the last Thursday of the month. Okay. The cleanup's kind of neat and tidy. I'm getting ready to go to work, that sort of thing. Kind of first Thursday stuff. Last Thursday, clean out. Okay. Clean it up and clean it out like that. And if you just do this all the time, I'm telling you, everything you're looking at is going to be real. Because all of you have, the salespeople have it too. It drives me crazy. They scroll through their Salesforce ops and they're looking at it. They know, like, oh, I haven't heard from them, but they still leave it there. Well, I'll give them another call. See, try this. Drop some donuts over there, send them a gift card, see if that does it. And it's open at 90% probability because it's in the final stage. So that's a bad forecast. All right. Those are the 2 things I want to share with you today. Clean it out, or clean it up and clean it out. Clean it up, clean it out. Clean it up, clean it out. Pack it up, pack it in. Anybody? Nobody? Come on. Let me begin. Thank you.
Jump around.
Okay. Thank you. Well played. Very well played. Daryl Perry danced to that with me DJing. Beta Hall. A great hall beta. Okay. Q&A on either of those 2 we just did. Clean up, clean out. Any clarifying questions, how-tos, anything like that?
Hey, Brian.
Yes, please. Rebecca.
So I'm curious about what this looks like in practice. And I'm imagining, it's Monday meeting day and I've got all of my team and we're on a virtual call and we're doing it. Is that what it looks like in practice or is it something else?
So it's always themed. So so it would be usually separate from a sales meeting.
Okay.
Usually separate. So we'd play it out. I'll do it with my blind zebra team. Me and Steph and Amy. We'll do it right here for you. So we would go, it'd be Thursday, and we know it's coming. We know this is the clean out prod pod. Okay. And it's the last Thursday of the month, and it's 3:59. We'd go downstairs live, but if you do it on Zoom, you do it on Zoom, cameras on. Like, okay, let's go ahead and check in. And so we would have prepared. We know it's clean out time. So I know how many ops I'm going to clean out. So does Amy. So does Steph. Is Steph still on here? Can you unmute? Amy, unmute. Literally, this is how it sounds.
Yep.
I'm like, okay, you guys ready? All right. I have 8.
I got
10.
9.
Wait, Steph, I've got 8. Bryan has 8. Steph,
9.
9.
7.
Amy, 7. Okay, it is 4 o'clock. Let's roll. We go on mute. We send opportunity, close the file, close loss. Opportunity, close the file, close loss. We do that. It gets to be 4:30. We're done. Okay. Now we read it. Now we do a readout, Rebecca, just like this. I'm like, all right, I got 7 of 8 done. Steph,
I'm an overachiever. I got 10.
you got an extra one. Amy,
I got 7. Hit my
7.
goal.
Good. So we just went down at Blind Zebra. We went down 24 ops in 30 minutes. And no one's crying. We're out. We're done. That's what you do. It's literally that I don't want to oversimplify, but that's how it works. There's no talking about it. There's no, well, no, wait a second. There's none of that. We all just own this and we close it out. And remember, we close out 24 opportunities in 30 minutes. There may be someone right after we close it out that says, no, don't leave. I go, okay, open back up. Let's get a date on the calendar. I don't freak out about it. And that's it. Again, it's very rote. It's very mechanical. There's no debate. There's no like overthinking. It's just it.
Yeah, I'm just imagining how to get them there, right? It's like
Yes,
being a captain of a pirate ship.
that's it. So this is a cultural thing. This takes a while, Rebecca. It's this. So this is in our DNA. We're so into like what's real, what isn't, move on, move it, be efficient, that sort of thing. If you're in an old, and I think I know where you work. So where do you work?
Jack Lorry.
Oh yeah, thought so. So yeah, so you got some veteran sellers there, right?
Yep.
Which I know this.
Yep.
They don't want to let go of anything.
No.
Now, you got a couple people who were around Blind Zebra that are actually like, okay, but even in practice though, they faded away because I haven't been with you guys for a while. And all you got to do is bring that back. And what's great about this, I'm telling you, I'm a woo guy. I just am. It happened too many times in my life. When I do this exercise, you know what happens the next day? Oh, hey, we just got a call from Heritage Environmental. They want to re-engage. I'm like, no shit, that's weird. The day after we did our pipeline clean out. People don't want to believe that, but I do. Life's more fun to believe that. It's happened to me too many times. I'm like, da-da-da-da-da. I call it Blind Zebra Voodoo or Blind Zebra Pixie Dust. I'm like, there it is. Told you guys. Clean it out. They call back. They just do. Our biggest client, we didn't renew one client last year. That was our biggest it would have been our 20th in a row. Okay. And friends with their CEO, big client, our biggest revenue thing. They said no. The Friday, they said no on whatever day it was. I don't remember what day it was, but in the same week, that Friday, we got our biggest contract ever. And it was about 5x what this one was. I just think it's fun to make those things related. Because in those 4 days, Steph and I, we're bootstrapped. I'm like, we're a little like, you got bills, bill like the company. It's like, it was nerve wracking. And there it was. I'm like, ta-da, there it is. So
That's
B,
I'm just,
I've got a real
Yo.
tactical thing on that because
go ahead, sure.
Rebecca, you're right. It is. This is Stephanie. It's a evolution. So
It is.
I've started small before and say, okay, guys, it depends on what your volume is, but everybody just go find 2 deals that you think are done. And here's some parameters.
That's good.
Or start with one of those parameters. Like if this deal's been open 3,056 days, if it's past 3,000 days, you got to defend to me why this is the month.
That's great.
And, maybe it is the month. But I think just getting them into the habit and then over time, it feels liberating. You're like, oh my gosh, I don't have to chase that one anymore. Like I've released it. Who else
Yes.
can I go talk to? So I think starting small, and then giving them a few ideas and parameters. I love the idea of them. I've done it before, coming in and having to justify. And, I'm a little liberal with that, but over time they seem to get it.
That's really good advice. Do you see us playing visionary and integrator right there?
Yeah, it's right there. Right in
Close them
front of me.
all. Who cares? Woo, 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 la, 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 la. She's like, no, just do one. Okay. Her advice is better than mine, as usual. Do what she said, not what I say. Mine will work over time, though, I promise. That's a great question. Good clarifier. Anything else question-wise? Like, you want to ask us anything about these two tools? Put them in. Organized common sense. There's nothing here like, oh, that's a new idea. Never heard that before, but I bet I can't find those two meetings on your calendars. I bet I can't. It's just a matter of doing it, really, at its core, and doing it. Okay. And I promise you, if you do it, you'll be happy you did it. Okay. I'm gonna wrap, like I said, by showing this so you can get your phones out. Scan that little QR code. That is a link. Steph, is that a link to your calendar? Steph?
Yep. Is
can you
that a
hear me?
link to my calendar?
I think it
It
is.
is.
Is it?
Yes,
Oh,
it
thank
is.
you. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah. Steph would love to talk to you about this BZSOS thing, these tools, anything sales related. We also love connecting. So if we can be helpful in sharing connections, we're very connecty here. We just like to meet and have business friends and people we can put together. So if nothing else, if you're a sales leader and you think it's important to network and connect in any market in the country, then you should schedule time with Steph. And I promise that will be worth it on one way or the other. And we're very giving that way. We're not like, give us a bunch of referrals. We're very like, who can we help connect you to? I just told you I did one today with one of our clients. We like that a lot. Okay. Everybody take a picture of that. It's good. All right. That's all I got for today. 3 minutes left. Do you have any other questions? You want to ask me any NFL questions or anything at all?
What game this
Unrelated.
week?
I got Vikings and Bears, Scott. Vikings and Bears. Good game.
All right.
Division
I'm a
game up for grabs. Yeah.
Yeah. Huge
Bears are
Bears
rolling.
fan.
Yeah, they're rolling right now, aren't they?
I
Kinda
know,
rolling,
yeah.
but you know,
Well, the calls have been kind of crazy, but
the
you know.
NFL, the ref calls.
Yeah,
Wait till this week.
I know,
You
yeah.
haven't seen crazy.
Well, anyways, bear down.
For
So-
me. Go 92. Good
I
luck.
live in New York though, so
Oh, that's a
probably
problem. Or
the
maybe not, I
biggest
don't know.
fan in New York.
Oh, I know. We screwed up the Giants Eagles game a few weeks ago. We weren't
Well, we
very
got
good
their
that
coach
day.
fired.
Yeesh. Anybody else questions you want to ask me? Direct? No? Indirect? Something? Hit around? Okay. We'd love to talk to you again. Okay. Connect. Work with us. Don't work with us. Let us be a connector for you. We love to connect you all as much as we can. We enjoy doing that. So I'll cut you loose. Enjoy your cocktail kit. Cheers. See y'all.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everybody.
Later. Bye.
See ya.
Rebecca, check your email.